Well, welcome back here to Bears Rod Shop BRS here on a Friday, and it's a soggy, wet, 100% rain all day. Back in here and waiting to get back on. I've got a church convention I listened to on the phone this afternoon, and so at 3 o'clock we'll be shutting down and listening to that for 2 hours, and then back to work. I've come to kind of a dilemma. And let me move the camera around. All right, this top collar that's over the top of the pulleys here, underneath here, it's got drift pins in it. And they're split drift pins. And I've got to get them out. And this 1/4-inch drill right here is the only thing I had. I didn't have a punch that's that long. So I'm fixing to go over and I'll be cutting off this end and getting rid of it. I've already lightly ground this end here. Little slight bit of taper. And let's get up here on the top real quick. Hope this camera's doing you justice. And right there, I don't want to drive on this, so I'm gonna go cut it off. I'll stop the camera, put it back in tripod. But she's stripping down real nice. Got the big pulleys off. Here's the motor. And in order to do that, this huge belt here goes there to the front. And then over here on the table, of course, there's the other top half or bottom half of that pulley. And here's the top half. And of course, they have to come off first. And the head gear has to come off. And right now, at least they give us the pilot holes to go down through to drive these pins out, because you cannot come in from the bottom side here. There's no way. I can't get a straight on tap to drive them up. So that was a good idea. Let's set this camera back in the tripod here and get the old angle back up here. Let me run over there to the chop saw, cut off this end, and then we'll be right back and we'll drive those drift pins out so we can get this top retaining collar off. We'll be right back. All right, here's back at you. And here's the drill that cut it off. And it's the only thing I've got that'll get in here. I do not yet have the manual. And here is the split pin, one on each side. So let's lay this thing down here and we'll bag it with the rest of the bolts. Got to get the belt. This is not doing anything but just holding these pulleys up right now. And I did find a subscriber out there that does have a 1178. It's real similar, but this is a 12. Well, that's good. Well, it went right on through. That was a nice plus on there. Now let's see. I'll get that pin here in a little bit. All this has to come apart because I got to put new bearings in here. About every tool in the shop out to get clearance to get this thing up off of here. Yes, I'm gonna get scolded. Let me go get my brass. Be right back. Well, should have had the brass here, but I got a drift dog here that I've had Wild Fits Perfect in there. And another thing right in here, if I can get you down here and zoom you in. Inside here on the spleen shaft, there's a collar, and it takes a 5/32 Allen wrench, and I could not break it loose with this one here. It was way too tight, didn't want to take a chance on stripping, so you'll need a 5/32 on a socket, and there's two of them up here as well, all 5/32, but looks like she's still stubborn. I'm gonna go in there and see if I can download that PDF file. Zoom back out here. And about out of ink on there, so I'm gonna have to take some pictures with the camera on the printer. But there's something else causing this not to come on up out of here, because I'm right there at the pulley on the bottom. And this bearing's pushed in from this bottom. Don't do any good if you can't see, does it? From the bottom side through. And so a lot of penetrant on there. I don't want to damage any of that up there on the shaft. And but this is progress for today on Friday, and a lot of tear down. And of course, I'll get after that column probably Monday, but she's coming down real well. And I'm going to go ahead and check the bearings here and seals up underneath on the quill. So hope you'll stick with us on this build. This will be part 3 for Friday. I believe it is the 29th of October. Bears Rod Shop, please give us a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe and comments. And there is not a whole lot of these 1200s this size out there. I mean, I only found one. It was almost equivalent. Then I found a closing that did have a, I think it was powered, though, couldn't hardly see all the video because the guy was shooting ahead only. On the closing, had the Z power feed on it. Mine's hydraulic over air. So this thing's an interesting build. Again, we got all the parts coming out on the table. Going to be bagging and tagging and getting ready to get all the rest of this blue off of here. And got the adjustment for speed adjuster off. It's actually just tightens against the belt on that centrifugal clutch. And then we'll get the motor off. And that will be, like I say, probably Monday, maybe tomorrow. I doubt it, but looks like with all this rain, I'm gonna have to go out there and make sure things aren't leaking on the shop. Talk to you later. Bears Rod Shop, we're out.